the Court of Appeal has thrown out an application filed by Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, a member of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral Project. Well, the suit sought to restrain the Member of Parliament from North Tone, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, from discussing him in relation to the National Cathedral. Now, prior to this ruling, the founder and overseer of the Power Chapel International had lost two similar suits at the High Court. Let's cross over live now. My colleague Latif Idrisu is on the ground. He joins me with details. Latif, what's happening as we speak?
I should start.
Latif, you're live. Tell me what's happening.
This just happened here at the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal, as you know it, has come through with a determination. And the determination of the Court of Appeal is that the application filed by the Member of Parliament for North Tone, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, has been upheld by the court. And so his application was to deal with Reverend Kusi Boateng's own application here at the Court of Appeal, asking the Court of Appeal to overturn a decision by an Accra High Court that dismissed his application for Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa to be constrained from speaking about him, Reverend Kusi Boateng, with regards to the National Cathedral project. So the Member of Parliament followed Reverend Kusi Boateng here at the Court of Appeal to file his own application, asking the Court of Appeal to dismiss Reverend Kusi Boateng's own application for appeal. Essentially, Reverend Kusi Boateng's argument was that the Accra High Court that dismissed his application of contempt erred when they determined that his application does not meet their own standard, and in fact it is immature and incompetent. That was his argument. Now today, the Court of Appeal has come through with a determination that Okudzeto is right. Therefore, Reverend Kusi Boateng's own application here at the Court of Appeal is incompetent, does not meet the requirement and the rules of the Court of Appeal, and consequently, Reverend Kusi Boateng's application here at the Court of Appeal has been dismissed. And the court also preferred, not the court, Thaddeus Sorry had asked the court to give them some damages up to the tune of 5,000 Ghana cedis. Bobby Banson, who is representing Reverend Kusi Boateng, pleaded the court, and so it came down to 3,000 Ghana cedis cost awarded to Okudzeto Ablakwa for the time and the energy and the effort they put in appearing before the Court of Appeal. But prior to that, there was an earlier ruling the court had to deal with regards to yesterday's objection raised by Thaddeus Sorry with regards to the newly constituted panel. A panel, according to Thaddeus Sorry, was initially headed by Justice Jamefe, but when the panel sat yesterday, Justice Jamefe was not on that particular panel, and so Thaddeus Sorry raised an objection and said that newly constituted panel will not endear fair hearing to Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, and so he objected to it. So the court came through with a determination on that and said that objection by Thaddeus Sorry was dismissed, and so they then cleared that off the way and then moved on to the substantive matter of whether or not Okudzeto Ablakwa's application asking for the Court of Appeal to dismiss Reverend Kusi Boateng's own application will be heard. The court heard it and gave a lengthy explanation and reasoning why they think Reverend Kusi Boateng's application did not meet the rules of the Court of Appeal, and therefore described same as incompetent, and thus struck it out here at the Court of Appeal. Fosti.
This is a controversy raging. This is not the first time that Kusi Boateng has challenged the court ruling. When you engaged him after the court judgment, what was his posture?
Yeah, so Kujeto Ablakwa, like always, was calm, and he walked out of the courtroom after the declaration by the Court of Appeal, and he engaged the media. I'll come to that briefly, but let me also go back into the courtroom because it is not done yet. Reverend Kusi Boateng has yet another case here at the appeals court. This time, he's looking at the human rights, quote-unquote, abuses by Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. So that one, the Court of Appeal will also sit on that. And it has to do with the same case, the same National Cathedral issue, the same fact that Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, as part of his work as a parliamentarian, doing his work of oversight, came across documents that suggested to him that one human being has two identities. Reverend Kusi Boateng also has a name as Kwabna Edujemfi. And so he took up the issue that Reverend Kusi Boateng feels that Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa has breached his right of privacy. And so that one is also sitting here at the Court of Appeal. His lawyers have asked that they will go ahead and come up with additional grounds for them to at least get a favorable outcome from the court. Bear in mind, Faustina, this is the third time Reverend Kusi Boateng has suffered a defeat in his quest to kind of save his face, if you like, with regards to the National Cathedral project, his involvement, his double identity, and all of that. In all three attempts so far, Reverend Kusi Boateng, a.k.a. Kwabna Edujemfi, has failed and has lost. He has a last chance, which is on the leg of the human rights abuses which he claims Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa has tempered with. So the Court of Appeal will hear that. Now back to Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa's demeanor when he came to court, calm, after the ruling, calm, but he's asking the question whether this is a fair price to pay as a parliamentarian who is doing nothing but carrying out his duties of oversight. And that was when he came across this double identity by Reverend Kusi Boateng, a.k.a. Kwabna Edujemfi. And so he's asking if this is a fair price to pay as a member of parliament doing his work of oversight. But he says he's not deterred. This is not going to let him down. He's going to go all out, do more to ensure that the Ghanaian people benefit, even if it has to deal with a government of Ghana project or a private endeavor for that matter.
Thank you so much, Latif. We'll leave you to go back to court, and we'll be giving you updates as the day goes on. That's coming straight from the court right now. The court has dismissed a suit filed by Kusi Boateng, challenging how Okujeto Ablakwa has conducted himself and keeps raising issues about how he has manned the board of the National Cathedral. Now, let's